Hey, this is Matt Whitmer from Broudy Precision. In this video, we are going to be continuing our Niagara Basics series and specifically looking at schedules. Relatively simple idea. You want to turn some stuff on and off based on the time of day, the time of the month, time of the year. And we can do that very easily and with some additional little features that make our life easier, all using the schedule objects that are in the schedule palette in the schedule module. Before I start that though, Happy New Year. We've got a bunch of cool, interesting things sort of in the oven baking here for 2026. And you will see those all hopefully relatively soon. But before we jump into our look at schedules here, I want to give a quick word about our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Broudy Precision, your trusted partner for building automation and controls. Now covering the entire East Coast from our Philadelphia headquarters with team members spread throughout our territory. At Broudy, we do things differently. Our Philadelphia warehouse is not just full of random product. We have thoroughly tested and vetted everything on our shelves, ensuring you can get in and out of your jobs as efficiently as possible and that we can properly support you should an issue arise, even if you're the first customer to use a new product. We're here to help you from start to finish, from product selection to technical support, with highly experienced team members in sales and engineering. We pride ourselves on giving our customers a tremendous set of resources free of charge. New to the Honeywell ecosystem? No worries, we offer customized training that meets you where you are and brings you up to speed. BP Tech Center, our software and documentation repository, was built in-house to keep you up to date with automated notifications on new software and important content releases from the vendors that you use, all available exclusively to Broudy Precision customers. In addition, our web store, with its real-time inventory, makes placing orders quick and easy so that you can get that order in even if it's 11 o'clock at night. To learn more, check us out at broudyprecision.com and store.broudyprecision.com. If you have specific questions or you would like a quote, shoot us an email at sales@broudyprecision.com or give us a call, 610-825-7200. All right, we are in Niagara now, and we are in the demo station that we've been playing with throughout this entire series. And to start off, I guess the first piece that we're going to need to do is open up this schedule palette. If you haven't already, just open up the palette, do schedule, and then you will get a bunch of these schedule-related objects. We'll go into depth on those here in a moment. But before we do that, I want to create a folder in this playground folder just for my schedules. So I'm just going to make a schedules folder like this and double click on it so that we've got the wire sheet of that folder. Now, first thing that I'm going to do is bring out a normal boolean schedule. You can see we have a bunch of different data type related schedules. These are what our output of the schedule is going to be. So if you wanted to set, say, a mode of a specific piece of equipment, you would use an enum schedule, set the facets in such a way that it matched up with what the mode of that piece of equipment was. And you could do that that way. If you wanted to schedule your set points, you could do that with a numeric schedule. Same goes for string schedule. We will look in a moment at the calendar schedule because that lets us do some cool, interesting things. Then we've got some selector blocks and things a little bit more advanced we won't look at here. So right now we're just going to look at our Boolean schedule and the calendar schedule. So I will pull out the Boolean first. I'll just leave it as Boolean schedule as the name, expand this a little bit so we can see what's going on. So we've got a couple options here. You'll see that our Boolean schedule takes an input. This is if you wanted to, say, override the output of the schedule, you could do that way. But typically, all you're going to be doing is taking this out value and linking it to your Boolean object that's at a piece of equipment or is controlling something or something along those lines. All you're going to be doing is going from your out to and in on that Boolean object. And as we can see, our default output, that's what we're outputting right now, is false. We don't even have facets set on this schedule yet. So we also have beneath our in, we have a next time and next value that gives you when we are going to change state and what state we're going to change to as the next thing in the schedule. So if I jump into the schedule now, you will see we've got a bunch of tabs across the bottom. First tab is going to be the actual schedule itself. Here we can click and drag and create different schedule objects or events, and I can right click on those events and do some different things to make my life easier. So I could say this event I want to apply Monday to Friday, and I actually want to delete this Sunday one. You just select it and hit delete as you would expect, and then that is basically it on the weekly schedule portion. You will note that at the very bottom you do have the ability to select what value you want to output for that given event. In this case, everything that's white is my default output. We'll look at how we can define that in a second. And then everything in green in this case is going to be my true value. And then everything that is false will be red because it is an event and it's not our default output. Default output is just going to be white. So I should probably change my facets now. So if I go over to properties, I can do that. Facets are here. I just hit the chevron and I'll call this occupied and unoccupied and save that. And you will see that my default output now follows what those facets are. And I can change that default output if I wanted to. Say if in this case, true actually meant unoccupied, I could switch this to match what I want my default output to actually be. So that is the property side of things. Next, we will go to special events. This is going to be things that are maybe specific to specific days. Say a holiday is typically going to be a good usage for a special event, or say if you have a conference room and you know that there's going to be an event in there from this day to this day, you can define that in special events as well. One of the other cool things that you can do with special events is actually reference another calendar, essentially, to pull all those special events in and determine what happens specifically based on those events. So if I go back here and I pull out that calendar schedule that we talked about, leave it as the default name, open it up. From here, it looks very similar to our Boolean schedule, but if I jump into it, you'll notice it's much more simple on the configuration side. All we're doing is defining specific events or specific days of the year, days of the month, etc. So, as an example, I can say Christmas. I know it could be any day of the week. It specifically falls on the 25th. And it specifically falls in December, and it could be any year because I don't want to use just a specific year. You could define any of these things to a very specific date, but if you want it to repeat every year, in this case, like I do with Christmas, December 25th will get you there. Hit OK, hit save, and that's all that needs to be done in my calendar schedule. Now, if I go back to my schedules folder and go into Boolean schedule, in the special events tab, I can hit add. I can create a special event just in this calendar if I wanted to, but I can also create a reference that is now going to reference that calendar schedule that I created, and any event that's in there will follow what I tell it to over here on the right. So I know that this is going to be like my holiday schedule. So I want to just select the whole day and tell it that we're going to be unoccupied, we're closed down those days, and that is that. So now anything that's in that calendar schedule will automatically get set as unoccupied in this schedule, and you could reference it across as many schedules as you wanted to. Last but not least, we have our summary page. This is going to tell you basically just a general overview, summary of how things are scheduled, what events we have going on, what days the events are, what times they are, and I can jump around to specific days and see what events and what outputs I'm going to be getting out of this schedule at given times of day and when all of those state changes are. So that is a basic look at scheduling in Niagara using the basic schedule objects from our schedule palette. Hopefully it was helpful and informative for you. We will have more detail on this and making it interact with other things here in the near future. As always, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below if you have anything specific to schedules that you'd like to see in the future. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we've got a bunch of cool stuff coming in 2026. So stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.